Hey everyone, have you ever searched for this or this? Or you might have at least searched for this or this one, right? So we understand that the Python can be used in different use cases like the web development, machine learning, coding, and app development. But each of these use cases need Python to be learned in a different way. So let's say you want to learn Python for coding. What is the best thing you do before you start learning? You go to YouTube and search the best courses for Python, right? If you want to learn for free. And let's say you get all these courses in the search list. You see that some of them are for 11 hours, some of them have wanted videos in a list, the playlist, and one is for 4 hours, 1 hour is for 5 hours. So let's say you pick one course which is for 7 hours and start watching it. Let's say you, after watching the whole video or at least half of it, you realize that, okay, what? This is not something that I wanted to watch for coding. This is not something that I wanted to learn for coding. Is this your reaction? Then you'll be definitely like this. 90% of it was waste of time, right? So let's say if you are on a track and if you want to learn something before a deadline and if you have certain deadlines to be met, then this would be definitely your reaction because you have already wasted the time watching almost half of it. So, what if I say I can improve this situation? Is this your reaction? Then let me tell you how I make it possible. What I do I is I review all the famous courses which have the most views in the YouTube and give a review to you all so that you can pick which one is the best for you. My reviews of these courses will help you to understand exactly what you need so that you'll not waste a single second on finding the right course for you. You can also pick different parts from these different courses, and finally, you'll be the winner of whatever you want to learn. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. And one thing, guys, I have picked these courses based on their popularity. That is, more than 1 million people have watched them. Hence, you can rely on my content. So let's review our first course on Python, which is the Programming with Mosh Channels Python course. It is basically a 6-hour course in which the first 4 hours are related to the Python coding language, and the last 2 hours consists of the projects. In the first 4 hours, the topics which are covered are listed here. So we can see the setting up of the Python environment, a little introduction to interpreter. He also talks about variables, data types, and conversion between different data types, strings, arithmetic operators, if-else, conditional statements, for-while loops, list tuples, dictionaries, and the different methods, functions, classes, modules and packages, and even files, I/O, and directories. These are pretty much any programming language will contain, and almost everything in Python related to coding is covered. And he teaches in a way that the concepts of Python will be understood to both a person who is completely new to coding and also to a person who has a base of at least a single programming language. For both of you guys, this is the go to course. And other best things in this course is that he provides very good cheat sheets, a good number of quality exercises, and many other good stuff is there in this course. And I told you that the last 2 hours are related to projects, right? So the projects covered under these two last hours are the automation, in which he explains about how to automate the Excel sheet stuff, and an ML project based on predictions is covered, and a simple Django project is also undertaken. But these are not something for people who want to, actually learn Python. They are for people who have a little knowledge of automation, machine learning, and Django. And if you want to build your base in machine learning, automation, and Django, then the last 2 hours are your go to projects. They give you an overview of how to get started with these things. So that's about the first course. In short, yeah, this is the best course if you want to learn uh, coding for the first time in Python. Uh, and if you want to have an overview of automation, machine learning, and Django. Let's move on to our next course now. So it's the Clever Programmers Python course. One of the topic point I want to mention about this course is that the tutor Kazi teaches this course in a very nice environment. I think it was near some lake or river. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm diverting from the topic. Let me get into the topic. So this is a 11-hour course. Don't get intimidated by the number because I'll break that down for you. So it's again, it could be easily broken down into two parts: the first 4 hours and the next 7 hours. So in the first 4 hours, just like the previous course that we have reviewed, like the programming with the mosh course, the this course too covers the basics of Python, the coding stuff in the Python. But there are a few other things which are covered. These are new, basically different from the first course. I want to cover those four topics because I don't want to repeat the stuff from the earlier course. So the only new stuff in here are that this course covers datetime packages like Maya. Maya is an external package. And also regular expressions are covered in here, like how to work with them. And even list comprehensions are spoken of. So if you see somewhere here and there like one liner Python codes, then that's because of list comprehensions. And even zip functions are covered. And the best things of this course are there are a good number of real-time examples. So whenever any topic of Python is taught, a very good number of real-time examples are given so that you can understand where to apply a particular concept. And I told you that these things are covered in the first 4 hours, right? So coming to the next 7 hours, so in these 7 hours, different projects are covered. So coming to the first project that is covered in these 7 hours is a tic-tac-toe project, which is completely built using Python. The second is a Twilio SMS app built using an API. The third one is a Django to-do app, which also covers Bootstrap, model view, controller, and ORM concepts of Django. It's a complete front and back end project. And the fourth project is a Craigslist clone, which gives a complete picture of the concepts like Python, Django, HTML, CSS, database, materialized CSS library, beautiful soup, which is used for web scraping. And the best thing about this project is that it is also deployed on Heroku platform. So these four projects were covered in the last 7 hours of the 11-hour course. So that's why the number sounds huge, but it's completely worth watching. And in the end, we also filed the freelancer guide. So hence, if you want to start your own stuff, then this guide is really helpful. Now, coming to the point on who should take up this course. So let's say if you have a base of at least a programming language, at least one programming language, then this course is your go-to course. If you don't know what Python is, then you can correlate with your earlier programming language and how Python is different from your earlier programming language. You can know how Python is different and more powerful in handling stuff. Like you don't have to declare variables and other stuff. You can know everything of that sort. And let's say it is also best suited for the ones who have little basics of Python language and want to understand how Python can be used in web development, machine learning, app development, then this is your go-to course. So that's my view of the second one. So let's move on to the third course now. Is the Intelliparts Python course. So let's see what topics are covered under this. And one thing I forgot to mention, it's an 8.5 hour course. Now coming to the topics, they tell you about setting up of the environment for Python. They talk about variables, and they actually talk about tokens, which is something that we don't see in the first two courses. So this is a kind of a different perspective to Python. So under tokens, they talk about keywords, identifiers, literals, and operators. So keywords are the reserved words in any particular language. So in Python, you can say, for example, from and import. The identifiers, literals, and the operators like the arithmetic operators, plus, minus, all such stuff. And also coming to the data types, they talk about them in a very different manner. They divide the data types into two, which are the mutable ones and the immutable ones. The mutable ones are the ones which can be changed, for example, a list, and the immutable ones are strings and tuples. So these are the stuff that is covered in a different way. And they talk about the very common conditional statements, loops, list tuples, dictionaries, and the different methods. And something that is different in this course is that they talk about functions. And apart from the user defined functions, they also talk about the built in and the lambda functions. And also, the parameters which are passed to function are also spoken of, like the concepts of pass by value and pass by reference. And in the end, they talk about the classes and objects and file handling methods. So these are the topics. Now, coming to the best things about this course are the examples. They give very, very, very good examples. And the quizzes, as a part of the course, are also really informative. They are the questions which are mostly asked in interviews or even in your exams. So, those are a few best things about this course. Now, coming to the most important point on whom this course is best suited to, then this course is suited to the ones who have at least a base of a single programming language. I'm telling this because if you know at least a single programming language, then you can correlate stuff like tokens, parameters, pass by value, pass by reference concepts to that programming language and have a good picture of what is happening in and out. And let's say if you are preparing for any university exams or college exams or some interviews, and if you want to learn Python in a theoretical manner, then this is your go to course. So that's my view of this course. Let's move on to the next one. So the next on the list is the Edurekas Python course. So this course is for the one who wants to learn the coding language or a programming language completely, or rather say all the concepts in a programming language. So if you want to be a good coder, then just learning the syntax of various stuff in any programming language would be sufficient. But if you want to be the best coder, then you have to learn certain concepts, certain theoretical concepts really well so that you will understand how to program in and out and how to make your own inventions in a particular field. So that's what is covered in this Edurekas Python course. They have definitely tried to cover all the important concepts of coding, not only restricted to Python programming language. So let's see what's in here. So they start off by telling about how a Python program works. They also teach you on how to set up the environment. They talk about variables and identifiers. And another important point here is that they talk about the theory behind the storage of these variables. One important point. And they talk about data types, just like the Intelliparts course. They talk about the mutable and immutable variants. They talk about the complex numbers and the very obvious stuff like the conditional statements, loops, lists, tuples, dictionaries, sets and sequences, file handling, classes, functions. And the things that are different here are they talk about regular expressions, and packages is something that is very much spoken in almost any other course. But they talk about NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib libraries. So these are few external libraries which are very much needed if you want to be an ML engineer or computer vision scientist, or if you want to have your career in any artificial intelligence branch. Then these are the libraries that you will definitely use. This course covers them and gives you a base where you can build over. And some other best things about this course are that they give you good real-time examples. And as I told you earlier, despite of any programming language, there are certain concepts that you have to learn, right? So few of the concepts which are covered in here are the scope of the variables, um, and the procedural and versus object oriented programming norms are covered. The OOPS concepts like the inheritance, abstraction, encapsulation are covered. The public, private, protected variables and methods are covered. Constructed and destructed concepts of classes are covered. And few other important modules like sys, math, OS, random, JSON, and datetime are also covered. So these are the few best things which were covered in this course. So in my view, this course is best if you want to learn the programming for the first time, and also if you have any other base of you have just learned a programming language just for a syntax purpose, and if you do not understand the concepts really well, the object oriented programming concepts and other stuff, then this course is the one you should choose, because this gives you all the concepts which are needed for beginners, and so that you can build on further. So the next one on the list is the Free Code Camp's Python course. This course is the one which you have to take up if you are in a rush. This finish off in 4 hours and gives you complete information about the all the syntactic features and all the syntaxes of Python. So let's see what is in here. So this course covers all the important stuff in Python, all the basics and all the important concepts that you need to learn, like the variables, if else, conditional statement, loops, dictionaries, tuples, classes and objects, exceptional handling. And something that is different in this course is that they cover about 2D lists and installation of different modules using a pip command. And these are the topics that are basically covered in this course. And a few best things in this course are they cover and build projects which are not at all scary to the beginners. So the projects, if we see, they have the basic calculator, the guessing game, and basic translator, all of them built using Python. They are very simple projects, give you a good overview of all the basic concepts of Python, and still not at all scary to the beginners. So if you are a beginner, then these are the projects which you have to do to get a good understanding of the Python programming language. And the quiz is also one of the good things. It will give you an understanding of your understanding levels in the Python programming language. So that's it for the free code camp Python course. Moving on to the next course. This is the Telescope Python course. Actually, this course contains 110 videos and it's like a playlist, and it's kind of a special mention course because it is like a really huge course, and you should take up this course only when you have a lot of time to invest. So if you have a lot of time to learn for Python and you're not in a rush, then this is the course that you have to definitely look for, because it contains everything that you will need to learn in Python. It contains the basics of Python, covers all the syntaxes of each and every keyword. It contains The OOPS concepts like the encapsulation, abstraction, and other stuff, and other OOPS concepts. And not only these, but it also contains the important stuff in data structures like the searching, sorting, and also tells us how to code on few data structures problems like Fibonacci series, factorials, and many such other stuff. And not only confining to data structures, this course also extends to concepts of operating system like the multi-threading and the file handling concepts. And not only confining to the theoretical concepts, this course also contains an end-to-end full stack Django project coming up for you. Hence, if you have a lot of time, then definitely go for this course as you will understand each and every concept like really well. Also, one thing, in if you're in a rush, then here's a suggestion. You can watch any of the courses which I told you before, and if there are any concepts that you did not understand from the previous courses, then you can get back to this Telescope Python course and look for that concept that will be definitely present, and you can watch this video to get more clarity. So that's it for the courses of the Python, guys. I hope you liked the video, and I hope that it will not waste a single second of your time, and it will be really helpful for you to understand which course is perfect for you and how you should learn the course. It will help you plan your time so that you will not waste a single second of your time. If you like this video, then hit the thumbs up and share to your friends as it will be helpful to them too. If you want more videos like this, then do comment in the comment section and also subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and until then, goodbye.